great pleasure in welcoming H.G.Mahashringa Dasa, who is the director of ISKCON Kukatpalli Center, who is amidst us to deliver a lecture on stress management. To give you a brief background about him, he has done his honors graduation from Calcutta University with specialization in chemistry. He is a sportsman and has participated in water sports and represented twice in the national games on behalf of Andhra Pradesh. He is practicing Krishna consciousness for the last 30 years and has specialized in psychological issues like lifestyle problems, conducting seminars on different subjects like ethical management, healthy relations, time management, anger control, and also how to face interviews at different colleges and in the offices. And how all these are beneficial to the society. The topic he's going to talk about is highly relevant to all of us. So it was one demand which has been made on us that we should have such talks on stress management to reduce stress for ourselves and also to have a perspective of how to have a more balanced living, because the pressures which are there not only in the bank and even at the house are tremendous in the changing environment, and we thought it appropriate that somebody should tell us about how to manage all these things. And it so happened that when the thought has crossed us that we have to conduct this meeting, we had an opportunity from ISKCON themselves offering to do this for us, that is they will be conducting a seminar or more of a talk on stress management. I have great pleasure in welcoming H.G.Mahashringa Dasa to this talk. And before I hand over the mic to him, I would request all of you to put your mobiles in mute so that stress will tremendously fall with this one single action. Thank you. Sir.
I express my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to you all, especially to Mr. Sahasranam, Mr. Radha Krishna ji and Gopinath and other eminent personalities available here. Thank you, and we'll be talking about this subject today, stress management. As the subject goes, you can all hear? Is it all right? Yes. Thank you. No? Hare Krishna. Now it's all right? Yes. So, as the subject and the topic is management, and being in bank industry, you are all aware about managing, right? Managing funds, okay? Managing securities. So the mere word management means where we can, when we want, we can increase or we can decrease. We have the control, right? Otherwise there is no management. So today we are going to talk about how to manage the stress. What are the types of stress and where different types of stresses we'll discuss about, and which one to reduce and which one to improve, okay? You sell the stock sometime and you buy the stock sometime. That's all about, right? So thank you so much for paying attention. We can go to the next. He's getting water.
He's getting.
See this first picture. You all are seeing this rope, okay? Very strong rope. And this rope is getting torn away. Why it is getting torn? Because there is a severe pressure from both the ends. Stretched. Okay? And this is an example of stress. We are stressed. Stressed in our family life, in work life, in personal life, and trying to balance so many things at a time. Next. Stress is a reaction to the basic threat, perceived inability to cope with the threat. Sometimes the stress may be true, or maybe it is just our concoction or our feeling, okay, our anticipation to certain situation, which may be true, which may not be true, right? Next. Any physical, chemical or emotional factor that causes bodily or mental unrest. Okay? Some changes in the environment and circumstances around us that can trigger this stress in us, and our anxiety, severe anxiety created in the mind for the future situations. Next. The gap between our expectation and the reality, more the gap, more the stress. So expect nothing and accept everything. This is the first formula. Now today, more and more competitions, and so many people running in the race, and everyone try to attain the first position, first rank. Okay? So expectation is very high. Sometimes we may be able to perform to that extent, sometimes may not. And everyone tries to excel and achieve the perfection. And therefore it creates stress. Next. Stress is not what happens to us, it's response to what happens. Okay. So many times you will find, sorry, I'll take a little break, I needed some water. Making it little more simpler, you can assume from one situation, the problem may not be that big, but the feeling of that problem may be very big. You understand? When you are going to face the issue, it may not be that big. But always anticipating that and having that feeling, that fear, that is even more dangerous than the real problem is, real situation is. So sometimes we should prepare our mind to face the situation. Okay? We'll come to that relevance later on. I have lot many slides and the time is less, and we'll relate all this in future course of action. Next. How these symptoms of stress of the body could be finalized, could be found out, could be traced. You see, it is not a something which we can go to some clinic or some medical lab and give for some blood test or urine and find out whether we are stressed or not. It's not possible. The stress could be figured out by some changes in our lifestyle, changes in the body, changes in the mind, emotions and behavior. These are some of the important objects written here. Headache, frequent infections, taut muscles, muscular twitches, fatigue. So there are some changes in the body, emotions, more fussy, irritability. Especially this irritability is very prominent. You will find nowadays most of the people, they are very, very irritable. Slight change, they are behaving so normal, suddenly they will just burst because they are under severe stress. Same thing in the families you can find. You all have your own experience. The wife is saying something very normal, but suddenly you start yelling, or your response is not normal. That is a symptom of stress. Okay? So accident prone and the mind worrying, muddled thinking, we cannot think properly. All the thought process is completely disturbed. Next. The stress symptoms, again this shows how the stress affects our bodily functions, our thought process. Change in the sex drive, it reduces considerably. Change in appetite, it reduces appetite. And stomach upset, headache, more of the lack of interest, motivation or energy, fatigue. Always feeling tired. Irritability or anger. Okay, which is maximum. More than 40% irritability or anger due to the stress. Next. So the manner in which one interprets and reacts to a perceived stress can vary often, far and more damaging than the actual stress. So first formula is, please take some time, take little deep breath and relax. Okay? This is the first thing. Whenever you feel little more stressed out, take a deep breath and calm down. Next. Just next. Down. Now you see, as a general rule, we all are having one notion, thinking that stress is bad. And yes, it is bad. But now consider this another example. You all can see this multi-storied building, right? And if you consult any structural engineer, when you are going to start such a multi-storied building, definitely on the first floor itself you have to call an engineer and find out how much stress it will have, and accordingly you have to use the steel and concrete and cement, right? Now my dear sir, when you are going for such a structure, you know for sure that it will have more stress. Therefore, you need a robust structure, right? And now, next question, because you all people related to banking, you know very clear, the cost of this building will be high or less? Will be more or less? More, right? The cost is more because the building is capable of sustaining very high stress. I am coming to the point. Okay? We cannot assume that we want a life where there is no stress. In today's scenario, when the people are having multitasking, now the ladies, they are having the work of a professional here. Same lady is going to the house and working as a housewife. Okay? She is driving, she is talking on a mobile. Okay? Always multitasking. So, definitely this lifestyle will have stress. The question is how to recognize that stress, how to reduce that stress, and how to manage it in our own style so that it becomes our favorable, it does not damage us. So this building, as you see, this is having severe stress. Because it can sustain severe stress, as I give the example of Prime Minister or the Chief Minister or your management sirs here, all the GMs and AGMs or DGMs or whatever, because they have to sustain lot more stress. Why they are more, because they can sustain, they can endure more and more stress and maintain their balance. So the question is this. So we cannot think a situation where there is no stress. We can reduce the stress. We can use the stress in our favor. That's what we will learn today. How to use the stress in our favor. How to really overcome it. Next. Now this another example. You all can see here the letters also. Sir, this is what? Sorry, don't mind. I will have interaction. Otherwise it will become monotonous that I am talking. Okay. So the next example, sir, from this side. You all can see. The picture shows a Diamond, yes, that's it. Now this diamond, sir, what is this diamond? Let me elaborate it. This diamond is an ordinary piece of stone which was thousands and thousands of miles under the earth for a great period of time. And because it sustained huge pressure for a long duration of time, that simple stone is transformed in the form of a diamond. Okay? So this is what stress is. We cannot assume that there is no stress. Yes, there will be stress. We will face the stress. We will use the stress in our favor and will be shining like diamond. That will make the value. Next. Similarly, you see the person who is fighting on the border. So don't you think that he has stress? Yes or no, sir? Yes. Yes, severe stress. He is not knowing whether he will see his wife or not. His young son who is just born. Right? Any bullet can come at any moment. Okay? So this is it. All these important persons are always under stress. This has become a part of our life nowadays. Next. In essence, one killer medically proven. Now, simultaneously, this is another fact. I was telling about how stress is good. Now you see, this is the other side of the coin. The stress is the cause of the major diseases nowadays. The biggest cause of cancer, the biggest cause of, suicide. 60% of the people who commit suicide are found to be chronically stressed out. Okay? Highly depressed people, they are stressed out. So this stress is the cause of so many diseases, not one or two. Innumerable diseases. High blood pressure, strokes, clitoris and irritability, rheumatism, depression, migraine, diabetes. All these so many diseases, a number of them are due to the change in our psychological and bodily functions, and they result in severe stress. So this is definitely a big stigma and a big problem to be faced. So we will be discussing today how we can use this stress in our favor, and we can overcome stress, and we can come out and live a happy life. Okay? So please be attentive. We will be discussing a lot of simple tips. These tips are not going to cause you any expense. Simply if you apply those tips in your life, it will help you like anything. At least 70% of stress will be over. Negative stress will be over. That I can assure you. It is in your control. You are the person who is having the control, who is having the steering in the hand. Okay? Thank you, sir. Next. So, effects of stress, poor concentration, as we all know. Next. Stress reduced hypertension, effects of metabolic processes and hampered growth. And see this people, the lady went to the library and just slept there because so much stressed out. And the digestive system completely is abrupted, damaged. Okay? Nowadays you find most of the people have the digestion problem. And once the digestive system is disordered, everything goes haywire. Right? Because it affects the whole body system. And actually the impurities starts going in the bloodstream, and that affects the whole body metabolic activities. So sleep is affected, bowel syndrome is affected, the stomach is not clear every day properly, and that affects the consciousness. Next. Now you see how it works. We are going to the psychology of stress. When there is pressure, when you are stressed out, your body secretes more of adrenaline. a chemical. The adrenaline gland in the brain will secrete more chemical, and when this more adrenaline is secreted, as a result of over secretion, this is the blood vessel. The blood vessel will contract. Okay? This is the first step. Due to the stress, more adrenaline in the blood, and due to the more adrenaline, the blood vessels from the inner wall will contract. Okay? So now the path is narrow. Very simple to understand. Okay? So when the path is narrow and the same amount of blood has to pass through, what will happen? Pressure will increase or decrease? Increase. Very simple to understand. Okay? So you see, due to the contraction of the inner wall of the blood vessels, the immediate result what we experience is blood pressure increases, we start feeling sweating, palpitations. Okay? This is the immediate effect. Next. Now, negative thoughts and low self-esteem. This will discuss later. Can you go to the next? Cause of the stress, unidentified objects and abstract goals. Yes, I think this slide does not need any more explanation for you people, because you have so much of, always you are very clear about your goals, about the targets, about the path and how to achieve it. If there is some confusion in that at the lower level of the management, definitely it will cause more and more stress. Because once the management gives some object or some target, they have to define how and the process and details of that. Otherwise it creates stress in the people. Next. The presence of God unrecognized, feeling unappreciated or unrecognized. This is also a severe cause of stress. Not proper appreciation. We are human beings and everyone wants to be recognized. Okay? There is a feeling. And once your endeavors are not properly recognized, definitely you are stressed out. Okay? So this is also one of the major reasons. And the presence of God unrecognized. See, after all, if you go to any hospital or the biggest of the surgeon or a doctor in the city for any ailment or disease, he can prescribe some set of medicines or some remedies, but ultimately he has to depend on the mercy of the God in whatever way, whether it is Allah or it is Rama or it is Krishna or Jesus, whatever. He is not the supreme controller. So sometime in our life, we have to relate with the supreme power. Okay? When the things are going beyond our control, naturally we are not the controller. We can try to control. See, the whole human civilization and the present civilization is trying to have more and more control over the things. They want to take the position of God, who is the supreme controller, and they fail miserably. The famous example is Titanic, where they declared everything is under control, and you all know that how it collapsed. So we have to know there is another power who is the real controller, and that will give us the real strength to endure and face this. Next. External factors which confront you, internal factors which strengthen you the ability to deal. So you see, keeping lot of pending work. A very simple example I oftentimes give. Whether you address the thing today or tomorrow, it's going to take the same time. So why to postpone it? Let us do it now, right? And that will help us overcome stress. So we should give up the habit of postponing things for tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow also if you are going to do it, is going to take the same amount of time, whereas simultaneously this thought will keep on pinching your mind again and again that is pending and I have to address it. So you have to execute your existing thing and you have to keep on meditating on this future thing. Okay? So the role is double. If we address those objects and the works then and there, at least it will help us reducing the stress. Next. Now this shows how the brain reacts. See, these are some chemicals. This is cortisol, the adrenal gland. The secretion of cortisol, the over secretion of cortisol causes depression. When this stress is for a long period of time, it turns in the form of depression. That is even dangerous. Okay? So, this chemical called cortisol is directly related with the depression. And this is also secreted along with the adrenal gland. In the pituitary gland is there, and this shows the medical terms, the brainstem. Okay? Next. This shows the different type of hormones, cortisol and epiprine. The hormone cortisol and epiprine are major two things which causes severe depression. The hormone regulating system is endocrine system. It is directly secreted in the blood stream. There is no external thing. And simultaneously one more thing which is of major attention, I will try to tell you. The scientists found, and people in the American countries, they declared that this epiprine and cortisol are the cause of depression. Therefore, they invented some injections. Some injection which could be directly given to the patient having this cortisol. Okay? As a result, what should happen? Now these scientists and doctors claim that depression is caused due to the scarcity or lack of cortisol. Okay? Simple mathematics. When the depression is caused due to the scarcity of cortisol, now we have given external cortisol. So the depression should be over, right? Very simple. But 70% of the cases, it does not happen like that. Okay? It takes minimum 6 months for the results to show up. And after that, 50% of those cases become worse. These are the facts. I have another seminar on depression where I give all these proofs and the WHO links which shows all these facts. Therefore, it could be concluded that we cannot directly say that yes, this cortisol is the only cause of the depression or the stress. It could be ruled out. Yes, it is one of the factors. Next. Now the types of stress, there are two types of stresses. One is acute and one is chronic. Acute means, so many times like simply when you are driving to the bank and you have to attend some important meeting and the sir has declared time and there is a traffic jam at Abbots and Circle, severe traffic, and it results in real stress. Okay, you are getting late. So this is an example of acute stress. Due to some situations, people feel this stress is due to very recent past, thus not much damaging. And once it is over, you forget it. After 3 days, you don't no more remember. It is not that damaging. Okay. Next. Can you go to the next one? Sorry, there is some change. Okay, you go to the previous. Now you see, this is chronic stress. Result of a long period of stress causes loss of memory, appetite, reckless behavior, fight or flight. So, most of the time, especially in youth nowadays, not in your age, you will be finding this reckless behavior. They will be taking great risk, maybe driving very fast. So not because they are very courageous. There is a difference between courageous and reckless. If they are courageous, they will opt for the Indian Army. So it's not so. They are reckless. Okay? They just want to have some thrill. Very speed driving, doing some this type of activities, or entering in some fight all of a sudden. Okay? So these things are seen, and similarly in your life also you can find out with the clients and for your customers, so many times suddenly they will outburst. So that is due to the severe stress. So increased attention, interest, boredom. Now see, there are two things. When the stress is less, no stress practically, zero stress, what happens? There is boredom. Okay, you are feeling very lethargic, nothing to do, right? And when there is optimum stress, what happens? You have a good working capacity, that we'll see in the next slide. Please go to the next. You see this here, Olympics. So when these people are running, athletes are running, there is so much of stress. But due to the stress, every fourth year, they are able to break their records. Right? So this is an example of positive stress. So there is positive stress. Due to this positive stress, there is competition, and people excel in their whatever field of line of activity. Whether it is banking, or whether it is some industry, or whether it is politics, people try to perform better and better and better. That happens when there is stress. Without stress, nobody will be trying to excel, right? So there is stress, but when we take the stress in a positive way, so there are two types of stress, positive and negative. The positive stress and the negative stress, we have to increase the positive and reduce the negative. That's it. That is the management. Okay? The right stocks has to be increased, and those which are really damaging has to be decreased. Then we are the winner. The healthy stress which improves the functionality of a person. So we talk about this healthy stress. We don't want to avoid it. Next. Positive stress cycle, positive behavior response, decreased stress symptoms, improved mood. So this is due to the positive stress cycle. When you take the stress in a positive manner, you are not, thinking about negative way. You can control your behavior, your thought process, then that is positive. Okay? We try to excel, we try to improve. We just don't want to eliminate the other person, which is unhealthy. Nowadays you see in the business circle, people try to kill their enemies or competitors. That is negative. But try to excel over the other is positive. Next. This graph shows this is the low stress and this is the optimum, and when that is too much, when the stress is extreme, then it results in disorganization. Okay? And this varies from person to person. For some person it may be more, same amount of stress for some person may be more, and for some person it may be less. Okay? It depends from person to person, and the person who can sustain a great degree of stress and maintain his cool and temper really comes out as jewel. Next. So now we come to the real subject of our today's seminar, controlling the stress. So far we discussed what are the types of stress and how the stress affects our psychological and physiological behavior and bodily functions. And now we are going to talk about how to control it. That's the main subject of today. problem. So this is the stressometer. We control, we relax. As I said, first step is to take a deep breath and release the air. That's it. Next we'll see. Disclose your heart and feelings to someone you trust, like a family member or good friend. Now please note all these tips. They will help you a lot. We are human beings. We have this thinking, feeling and willing. We are different from some gadget or some computer system. Alright? So when you are stressed out, discuss it out with somebody. If you don't reveal your heart, if you don't discuss it, it will aggravate. It will keep on multiplying. Okay? So that will cause even more damage. So please find out someone. That's why you need a real friend, true friend. Let me warn you again. In today's scenario, I was reading one general analysis from some of the leading psychologists in America, which is very dangerous to reveal here, but I should tell you, I should share with you. It says 80% of your so-called well-wishers will misuse your information to manipulate you. Are you getting my point? 80% of the people whom you think they are your friend, they are going to manipulate the same information to exploit you, which is very dangerous. That shows the degradation of the society. Simultaneously, this is also a fact that if we don't reveal our heart, we cannot reduce the stress. So both the things are true. So you have to find out someone who is really trustworthy. Okay? Who is interested in you. Not the things belonging to you. Okay? These are two things. The person who is interested in your well-being, not in the things belonging to you. Like a member or a good friend. Okay? There we need. See, this whole thing, today I was discussing to Mr. Gopinath, I was saying this, see, the cause is because the lifestyle changed. Please do not mind my words. Be careful and attentive. Due to this fast pace of life, people have reduced giving time and spending time with their family members. Yes or no? Yes. Yes. And this is one of the major cause of stress. Let me tell you very frankly, you can refer n number of top psychiatrists and you'll find this. Okay? There is no substitute of this, and there you don't have to spend anything. In the subsequent slides, I will tell you how to do it. You may be finding that I don't have time, but everyone has time. I'll tell you how to do it, how it is possible. We'll go to the next. See, this is the situation. Actually, I show this more in the colleges. So I've used the example of a college student. Similarly, you have different priorities and different cause of the stress. You can put that. Overdue bills and homework and this peer pressure, and similarly in your banking there are so many banks which are running together in the same. So that is it. And these so many factors, they result in severe stress. The targets are there, goals are there, time is less. Yes, next. No stress beyond this point. So we have to think, yes, take the stress to a certain extent, and when you find that yes, it is damaging your spirit, it is going to deteriorate your body, you have to give up. Okay? And you follow these simple tips where you don't have to spend a single penny. The tips which I am going to share with you are very, very powerful and they will really work. Just apply them and see the change. Next. Ask for help. At a certain time, you should share. You should ask for help. Even if the person cannot help, once you talk it out, you will feel much relaxed, much relieved. Got my point? So please at certain time share with your family members or your friends all the issues which are causing severe stress in your life. Next. The pressure from outside stress is your response of stressors. So the two things, there is a stressor, there is a cause. And in response to that cause, we feel the stress. So we should try to identify the cause. Please try to identify the cause which puts you under stress. Once you identify, you can try to avoid it if possible. Right? Certain people in certain type of situations, they feel stressed out. Okay? Maybe seeing some particular person, you feel stressed out. Okay? So it is simply possible. Try to avoid that situation. Next. Now what happens, we have seen 47% of the people, due to the stress, they become angry. Right? We have seen in the earlier chart. So when you become angry, you lose your control over your thought process, your brain. And that time what happens? You are spitting fire from your mouth. And this fire will burn all the relationships. And the situation will become even worse. Isn't it? So, we have to control our anger that time. If we can't control our anger, it's going to cause even more danger to our life. Because anger is one letter less than danger. Right? If you remove M from D, it becomes danger. Right? So be careful. Next. So this is the prime cause of today's stress. You see, the people are fully occupied. You are completely absorbed in your responsibilities here. So much of targets are there. And when you go home, you have one television following you and then this internet following you. These two are chasing like ghosts and witches. Okay? Take up your whole time. And the result is what? You are not giving quality time to your kids, your wife, your husband. Okay? There is no proper relationship and exchange. And this causes real stress. Your stress is not relieved. Some people think that when we sit before the television, we are relaxing. This is a common understanding. How many people think like this? Please raise hand. Don't hide it. It's a general feeling. Most of the people think, I go from the office, then I sit before TV and I relax. No, sir. World's top psychologists are having the opinion that when you sit before the TV, your muscles are working 80% more. It absorbs your complete concentration and consciousness. It takes away. Okay? Because you start relating with that, whatever you are seeing in the TV. And the result is, you are more drained out. As a result, you are more drained out. No energy, no positive energy left. So it is affecting both the ways. It is extracting your energy. It is not leaving time in your life for the healthy relationship. No proper exchange with the wife. People are having the relationship just for like ATM. Don't mind my word. You are bankers, you have ATM, right? All-time money. So nowadays the relationships are just like ATM. The son approaches father when he needs the money. Right? Or the wife approaches husband when she needs the money. That's it. And that is not the healthy society. That type of society will always be stressed out. No matter whatever type of medication they take, it's not going to work. Okay? So the first principle is, have some healthy time together. Take out some weekends. Okay? when you put your other things, so-called prior things, aside and spend some healthy time, quality time together. Enjoy the moments together. Okay? So this internet, come out of the internet in the outer net. Okay? Otherwise everyone is fully occupied in this internet. This internet, this television, both the things are dead matters. I am going little detail in the subject. You are interacting with a dead body, a dead object. What exchange this dead object can give you? Nothing. When you talk with your son, when you talk with your daughter, there is an exchange. Exchange of feelings. Exchange of feelings. Understand? That gives you satisfaction and happiness. Under illusion and under a foolish concoction, people think we can acquire happiness by accumulating more and more gadgets, more and more papers, more and more, It's not so. So we have to understand the necessity of a healthy relationship in our life. Okay? So please do decrease this time. Manage your time in such a way. Start spending some quality time together with your kids, with your wife. Especially kids are completely neglected nowadays, because I talk in so many colleges and so many youth, they come and tell me what is happening. Sorry, I will not go in much detail. Next. So avoid people and situations which stresses you out. You can identify the particular situations and particular people who are really causing you stressed out. So please try to avoid those situations. Next. Take charge of your situation. Have confidence that you are at the driver's seat. Yes. When you are extremely stressed out, don't give up. Have faith. And definitely it could be worked out. If you give up, it's going to overpower you. And the situation will even become worse. Right? So first thing is, you have to feel yourself to be fully in control. That things could be controlled and they could be controlled, of course. Next. Now prioritize your activity list. Physical, chemical and emotional. Now you see, in this today's scenario, people have only two type of activities. Especially if I say generally, I don't know about your personal lifestyle. The people goes either for work life and then personal life. Okay? Personal life in the sense you want some time, little rest and little time to address your daily rituals, daily chores. Okay? Brushing teeth, this, taking food, something. So this is the whole life is. The life is going in only two things. And this is the real big cause of the stress. We are missing the third thing. So have this third thing, the emotional. This is very, very important. See, I tell you another thing. In America or in the Western countries, they have best of the gadgets. They have best of the cars. They have best of the fridges, best of the mobiles. Okay? Whatever people are running, our country people, they want to acquire, their people have in abundance. I am giving a simple example in a small city called London, where the population is 1/10 of Hyderabad. The London city has 32 mental hospitals bigger than NIMS. How many? This is official data. I am not manipulating. You can sit on Google. Just after my talk is over, you can verify. This 32 I am talking about 7 years ago. That was the data. Okay? Every fifth person yearly once visits a psychiatrist. Right? That is the thing. So don't be lured by that type of lifestyle. It's a, like show window. The show window is always attractive, but the products inside are completely different. So we have to see the products. What is happening there? How the people are completely stressed out. They are finding so much lonely. Okay? No personal exchanges. And that makes the life miserable. So this is it. We should have three things. And as per the, geometry, the most stable structure is a triangle. The most stable structure is a triangle. Right? So this triangle of work life, personal life, and emotional life should be there. Thank you. Next. Working like a rock chair, it gives you something to do. Trying to study but not studying. Sorry, this is for the students, but same thing applies for you. If you want to work so much, nowadays people have another problem is workaholic. Okay? If you organize your life, you don't have to become workaholic. By the proper intelligence which the God has provided you, you can accomplish the things by working in the proper time frame also. Properly organizing our lifestyle. What happens? The things starts organizing us rather than we take control of the things. Please try to think on this statement a little deeper and you will find its effect. So if we have a control on those things, we will find ample time to organize our life. Otherwise, if we do excess, there will be no concentration. And without proper concentration, the subject which will take hardly 10 minutes is going to consume your an hour. So what's the use? Okay? Similarly, I give the example of water, So when the water is calm, you put small one drop and immediately you find the ripples. Okay? So when the mind is calm, you can think, you can concentrate, you can plan out. And when the mind is so much disturbed and agitated, in spite of putting our best, we are not able to find out the real solution what we are looking at. Thank you. Next. So this requires regular breaks need to be a part of your daily routine. I was reading an analysis from world's top psychologist, and that report says no one can concentrate on any subject for more than 40 minutes. My dear sir, how much time? 40 minutes. This is world's top psychologist report. If you want details, I can give you the links. So if you are discussing on the same subject matter for hours and hours and hours together, it's not going to yield the result. You need little break. Healthy break. So please, that's it. A proper balance between the work life and the personal life, which is completely neglected in today's scenario, in this fast life. So many problems are lying due to that. And India is a different country. It's not like America. We are trying to become like America. But our brain is Indian. Right? All said and done, you want some exchange with your wife, with your kids, with your some satisfaction with the relatives. Is it not? Yes. So if you neglect that part, definitely it will create more and more and more stress. Don't neglect. Don't think it is waste. If I work that time, I'll be earning some more. No. Your performance will be greatly hampered. You may be working, but you will not be able to perform and achieve. Useless working. Right? If you have the quality, then you can perform the same in less time. It is possible. Next. Problems are like washing machines. Another thing, very important, we may get problems in our life. So many times we get problems in our life, right? And these problems causes stress. But now I have used here an example of the washing machine. My dear sir, nowadays almost everyone has the washing machine in the house, right? You put your laundry in the washing machine, you switch it on. And what happens? After 2 hours, you find very nice clean clothes. Is it not? But it's not that you put the dirty clothes and after 2 hours, nice clothes has come out. Lot many operations are going inside. Isn't it? So much of detergent, so much of stirring, lot many activities, complete up and down is happening. Is it not? That is our life also. It is just like washing machine. Okay? Once started, it will take its own course. But if you have patience, wait for the time, once it is over, things will definitely settle down. Again you will see the sunlight. Don't worry, don't give up. Okay? The nature is made like that. It will polish us. The sun shines again. When it rains, it pours, but soon the sun shines again. Okay? When it is night, you cannot see the sun. Isn't it? Whatever attempt you do, can you see the sun? No. No scientist can make it happen. Nobody in the earth. Right? Similarly, sometimes the situations are not under our control. And you are stressed out due to that. I give another example by which you can relate. Suppose tomorrow Pakistan declares war against India. Say for example. What role you are having in that? Are you having any role in that? If you are stressed out due to that, what can I do for that? Isn't it? So please relax. Please analyze the situations. What role I am going to have in this? If I am not having any role in this, why to get stressed out? If I stressed out also, I cannot do anything. If I am not stressed also, it is as good. Okay? Because I am not an entity in that. Only the ministers and the chief minister or the prime minister and the other countries only, they have to decide together. Right? So that is it. So please think, the situations when they go out of our control, don't give up. So many times people give up and they develop a negative attitude towards their life. So my request is, don't develop that. Have faith, have patience. Again, it's like a wheel. You have seen a wheel? The wheel in your car. So a point which is in the top is bound to come at the bottom in course of time. Is it not? Yes. And which is at the bottom is bound to go on the top. So this is the nature. There will never be a time when it will be uniform. You cannot expect a uniform growth. Don't mind, our management may think, yeah. But yes, it's fact. There is recession, okay? There is depression, the big depression of America, everyone knows about, your economics, people talk, right? So the situations are going to happen which are not in our control, and we get stressed out due to that, we will damage our health. Okay? Thank you. Next. So this is reduce the intensity of emotional reactions to the stress. Next. Now, this is a psychological and physiological subject which is completely proven. You reduce the salt intake. If you want to control stress, these tips are not going to cost any expense. Okay? Especially try to avoid these iodine salts. Now so much advertised. This Tata, this and that and all that. My dear sir, it's not good. Okay, you can take the ordinary Indian rock salt. That's far better. Okay, that will help. So try to reduce the salt intake and the natural salt which is present in the vegetables. It is sufficient for our body and it will help the immunization a great extent. Next. Avoid refined sugar and carbohydrates. The most important slide of today. Please note this and see your lifestyle. Are these products not occupying your major food? Honest report, sir. Yes or no? And this is the cause of stress. I have a deep study of hundreds of pages, sir. I can quote the world's top doctors, physicians, industry tops, and everyone will give you a simple report. See, when you eat these all bakery items which are made of maida, maida? Yeah. Okay. All these products, they have no fibers. They are very rich in fat. Okay? Very rich in carbohydrate. Now the present lifestyle is you are sitting whole day, whether in the house or in the office. Hardly any metabolic activity. Right or wrong? Yes. Okay? So result is what? More or more fat and carbohydrates are getting accumulated, which the body cannot consume and break down. True? Therefore the problem of obesity is increasing. Because this problem of the food, all these foods are highly damaging. It's not that I am talking any biased thing. You please sit on Google nowadays. Very simple. Now nobody believes anyone. They believe only Google. Isn't it? Whatever information you find out, you just Google it. That's the funda nowadays. Right? So, this food, all these pizzas and breads and burger and this and that and all, and the biscuits. Especially they have the hydrogenated food. On all the labels it is written. Is it not? It's not hidden. They clearly write it. Refined oils. Okay? Hydrogenated oils, when the oil is passed through the hydrogen. And that type of oil creates and it reduces your sustenance, your ability to fight with the disease. This is the root cause of the problem. My suggestion is, please bring the food from your house. It is 100, not 100, 400 times better than any of these things. If possible, you can carry your tiffin carrier. For me, even I travel very extensively, sometimes 4 days, 5 days, and all 5 days I eat the chapatis made by my wife. I don't eat outside. And I am perfectly fit. So my suggestion is, please eat the food which you have cooked. People are trying to avoid and they are trying to go for the fast food, and this fast food is nothing but a express highway to hell. It's a fact. I'm not joking, no kidding, I can show you all the facts. And these cold drinks and these all the pizzas and cream and all that. So I have an elaborate subject on these issues. I have another seminar on food, just talking about different food items, what they contain, how much, what type of chemicals they have, carcinogen, how it affects the human body, how it reacts, how the maida works, whether the intestine has any subject to do with this or not. You will be surprised, and nobody shares this. So I don't have any business here. I am not concerned about that. My concern is just to tell you the facts and figures, what is there. And just try to support your lifestyle. By changing that, it will help you a lot. So please try to organize your food style little better. Give up these items. Go for your traditional items which are cooked in the house. You can eat the simple rice or simple chapati which is cooked even for 2 days, it will not be spoiled. At least chapati stays. I can affirm. Thank you. Next. The caffeine curve. Especially in the banks, especially in the offices, people have one understanding. Today I am going to just disturb you, please don't mind, it's a fact. None of the slide is jacked up or artificially created. All these are from the World Health Organization. Mind it. All these are approved by the world's top doctors, medical practitioners. Okay? The moment you take coffee or a tea, it immediately boosts up, okay, your energy level. And you feel really good, great, cheered. Yes, I can take up the work. Fine. My dear sir, after 1.5 hours, see, this is it. Excellent work habit for 1.5 hours. After that, feeling of worthlessness. Okay. So after 2 hours, you will be completely drained out. Again, you need another cup. Okay. Some people may say, sir, I will take another cup after 2 hours. Well, you can take. Again, that will work. But after a couple of months, it will stop working. You may be taking 10 cups or 15, but you will not get the same enthusiasm. In fact, it will start affecting your nervous system. It will start damaging the nervous system. So that is not the right solution. If you think that is the solution, you are under wrong impression. And you can make this research. I am asking again and again, you can keep a note of this. After my talk, you can make a research on this, whether this is fact or not. How the coffee works, how the tea works on the consciousness of a human being. Next. Again this, the pizzas and nuts and this and fried things and all this so-called fast food. Please don't mind, this effect. And then people, sometimes they take shelter of alcohol. They think, yes, we'll become relaxed. But this is going to hamper your nervous system, your brain, and after a few days, after some years, you'll completely lose it. So please be careful. That is not the solution to overcome the stress. If you follow these simple tips which I am sharing today, some more tips which I am going to show you now, you will be able to overcome it for sure. Next. Eat fresh food with more of vitamin A, C and minerals like iron, zinc and iodine. Okay. When you are eating this fast food that has no fiber, whereas your body needs fiber. Okay. When you eat these fresh fruits, you get ample fiber. Your digestion system becomes robust and strong. What you are eating, your body is able to assimilate and absorb from that the nutrients. You are getting my point? Your body takes less and less takes on your body. Otherwise you are putting so much of burden on the body, so much of the weight on a small infant baby that the baby crashes. That's it. So my simple request is increase the intake of these type of fruits or the vegetables. Okay? These are readily available. Same amount of money what you are going to spend on other objects, other items, try to spend on this. You see it will work. Okay? Next. More vegetable, fruits, complex carbohydrates, drink more water. It's very simple. I think our sir has made ample arrangement for the water, drinking water, and there is no tax on drinking water so far in the bank. Isn't it? Yes. So many times, dear sir, you feel that you are hungry, but actually you are not hungry, sir. You drink water. And an average human being should drink minimum 3 to 4 liters of water every day. But it is found that most of the people hardly drink a liter of water in a day. This is major cause. Just drink water. Sufficient. Actually, especially in our group, in the city like Hyderabad, more people are suffering because of eating more, excess eating. Understand? Not due to less eating. Here the formula is die eating, not dieting. What is the formula? Die eating. If I have to die, why not I eat more and more? So please reduce your eating habits. Eat healthy food, rich in fibers, rich in vitamins, especially these vegetables and the fruits which are provided by the nature. Anyone can access them with the same cost. Next. Minimum 8 hours of ample rest. Very shocking, right? I don't think that here anyone is taking 8 hours of rest. Honestly tell me how many of you are taking 8 hours of rest. Please raise hand. Very fortunate souls are there. Surprising. Thank you. Thank you. If you are taking. Yes, it is needed. We are not machines. We cannot work hours and hours. And let me tell you one thing. For a good sleep, you require only 2 things. For a good sleep, you require only 2 things. One is a tired body. What do you need? Yes. Now the brain is tired, not the body is tired. Our professionals are working overtime in the offices, and this is found an analysis that when you work with the mind, your energy is consumed 8 times more than when you work physically. It's a fact. Okay? So, you are completely tired, no doubt, because you have so much of tax on your brain. Right? But the body is not tired. What we require is a tired body. So, please take out some time for workouts in your house. Every person should have minimum 30 minutes of workout every day in the house. Minimum how much? 30 minutes. Please, this is my recommendation, a strong recommendation. If you don't want stress, if you want to really use the stress in your favor, if you want to control stress, harness stress in your favor, then please develop a habit of 30 minutes of workout every day in your house. Now so many things and facilities has come out in the market. So many treadmills, this, that. If nothing is there, at least just walk. If nothing is there, just walk. That's best. That will do. So please, at least 30 minutes of workout every day. Next. And exercise for 25 minutes, especially the pranayams, different type of simple breathing exercises, which most of you know about this Swami Ramdev Baba. Simple breathing exercises, what he shows on the television. You can practice Anulom Vilom and Vastrika and Kapalgati. Yes, next. So these simple pranayams and this workout and changing our lifestyle, changing our food habit and spending quality time with the family people, going for the workouts and properly analyzing the things, whether it is under my control or not, how it is affecting my life, these things will definitely help you to overcome stress to a great extent. There are chemicals available. There is the chemical therapy, which I oftentimes talks about, but that is not the proper solution. That could be taken for some special case at a particular time. That's not the real solution. But this is the solution, pranayam. Next. An attitude of gratitude, appreciate what you have, don't lament what you lack. So please feel happy. Don't think negative always. I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that. We are not made equal. Even the fingers are not made equal. What can we do? To make equal, we can't cut them. Okay? So, in the nature it is made like that. But whatever we have, we should be happy with that and proud of that. That's good enough. Okay? Next. So, learning process. Socrates was asked. You all heard the name Socrates? The great philosopher. So he was sentenced death. He was to consume poison. The king awarded him to drink poison. So 2 days before he was to consume poison, he was asked, do you have any desire? So he said, yes. And he was asked, what is your desire? He said, I want to learn the latest raga on my instrument. So the jailer was surprised. Very next day you will be dying. What is the use of learning new raga? So he said, no, at least I will have satisfaction before my death that I learned. So that is it. Till the day you are having the learning spirit, you remain young. The day you start learning new tricks and new things, you start getting old. So don't give up this habit. This will help you to overcome stress. This will orient your consciousness and your focus on a new object. Otherwise your whole system is just focused on some problem at a particular time. And due to that, what happens? It keeps on aggravating because you are thinking always on the same subject, same issue. And just by thinking more, that's not the solution. So if you just follow this tip, it will help you a lot. Next. Break your goals in realistic milestones. Like this lady is going to eat such a big. Can she eat? No. Because we take a very big goal. Take realistic goal, or if the goal is there, break in pieces, which could be achieved, and we can appreciate ourselves. We can reward ourselves. Yes, I have achieved. The same thing what target you are given for an year, suppose you break it in 4 and see, you can review it every quarter. And then that way you will be really satisfied. You will be having proud, yes, I could perform. I have achieved. And that will encourage you for the next. But if your spirit is discouraged, then it will be very difficult. It will cause more and more stress. So please break it. That will help. Next. Stress is experienced when you feel that things are not in your control. Know for sure. See, this is what is happening nowadays. When they are so much people are stressed. When they are working, they are thinking of the home. And when they are at home, they are thinking of the work. I think most of you have this experience. Isn't it? So this is a symptom of severe stress. Please try to control it. Next. People with strong social support, family, friends, religious organizations, etc. How to overcome. So don't avoid this, but at least build some real strong relationship, not superficial relationship. Nowadays, sorry to say that most of the people in this today's scenario have superficial relationship for their vested interest. Therefore, it is not giving that satisfaction and pleasure. But the same thing if you invest, here in the bank we always talk of the invest, right? Investment. Huh? So the real investment is with the people. Please invest your time, your sentimental, your relationship with your family members. Invest with them. The time, not money. That will give you a lot more strength to overcome the stress. Next. Time is there? We have?
Another 15 minutes we can have.
15. Sure. We can have question answer. Some doubts if anyone has any interaction. So this is I can't think now I am working. Have relationship with the animate beings. Don't spend time with dead matter like TV or computer system. Okay? Most of the time people are spending time with these two things. Both are dead objects, as I said earlier. Therefore there is no exchange, there is no satisfaction. What we need in the present scenario is quality time. Quality time with your own people who love you, who care for you. I have a small real-time joke. It's not a joke, it's a fact. Real-time story. I'll just share you. A boy was there. A young boy in the school was asked to write an essay. What you want to become in your life. Okay? What was the subject? What you want to become in your life. So 50 students were there in the class. Everyone wrote there what they want. Someone wrote that I want to become a doctor. Someone said engineer. Someone said IT professional. Someone said I want to become pilot. Okay? But one boy, he wrote, I want to become a TV. What he wrote? Yes. So the examiner became very much astonished. Why you want to become TV? Then he said, because when I go from my house, I see my father is not looking at me, he is looking at TV. And my mother, who comes even late and she cooks for my family, and when she comes from the kitchen, she is not ready to spend any time with me, she also sits before the TV. So all these years, I could not get the attention of my father and mother. Therefore I am thinking if I become TV, at least my father and mother will be looking towards me. So that is the situation of TV in our life. And that is the situation of our own kids. So the wife asked, which boy wrote like this? This is real pathetic. And the person said, our own boy wrote like this. What is that? Yes, because that he was the student of the same class. So that's it. Please, I am not saying that don't work, you work. But after you go back to your family, please switch off this box. It's not so needed. Okay? Have some quality exchange. Spend some good time. Play with them. Have fun with them. Okay? Go for an outing with them. And see the difference. See how it will help you. I was reading recently, the biggest therapy, kiss therapy, to overcome stress. And it says a college student who is severely stressed out, when the mother is putting a kiss on the forehead of his son, the son is greatly relieved. What happens? What I said? Mother is kissing on the forehead of the son, and the son is relieved of the stress. I am not kidding, no joking. Understand? So this is all gone from our lifestyle. And result is what? We are paying a very big price for it. Is it not? So my whole purpose of today's talk is, and I have not fabricated anything, my dear sir. This is not my business. I am making you aware of the facts and figures. So please have quality exchange, good time with your family member, change your eating habits, change your sleeping habits, change your working habits, spend some quality time in your workouts, regular workouts for at least half an hour, some little pranayam, and see the things, they will develop like anything. You won't find the negative stress in your life. You will be empowered with a great strength, energy, fresh energy. And you will be capable of using the stress. And by using the stress, you will be shining like a diamond. Right? So it's so simple. Is it difficult? Now we would like to have any doubts or clarifications from your side in whatever I shared with you. Anyone has any confusion or some queries in this regard? Can ask me, please. Yes, you are welcome. Please come, sir. You can come here. And I have a small book which I have written on this stress management, which is I am carrying. I think where is that? It's all whatever I discussed today, and some more slides are there in that book. It costs only 25 rupees, and if you want, you can buy that. It has 50 colored pages with lamination, and I'll show you that. This is a very small pocketbook size with 50 colored pages, and my Facebook ID is there. So I am available on the Facebook, and my mail ID is there. So I do talk on these psychological and emotional issues which are the cause of the real problems, so many problems nowadays. So you can get in contact with me anytime you want, and you are welcome at our center. The address is also written here. You have any questions, you can ask. Or those who want to buy this can take this from Mr. Satish for paying 25 rupees. And you can take our visiting cards for the exchanges. You have given the, yes. Anyone wants the book can come forward and can take the book. You can see if you want to see and then decide. Anyone any question? Any doubts? Thank you. You are happy, sir? We can have a picture together. Yeah. All of you. Sure. Happy? You have changed, huh? You can all whatever I did.
Sir, good evening one and all. Please stay for a while. We are going to launch our Swachh Bharat telefilm today. Please cooperate with us. All the CMS members are also coming. Please wait.
Thank you, sir. Please be in contact. My contact is also there. Give your son also. It will help a lot. It will help a lot. And they are welcome to get in touch with me and talk to more. I'm always available on net. They can contact me because this is what will give them strength. And now they are spending full time with the TV and with the